In late 2019, early 2020, we heard about a novel coronavirus that had infected the population of China. It seemed really far away at the time, but then it hit Italy, and then New York. In mid-March, I made the decision to bring my office home. At that time, Arizona had about 50 cases of coronavirus and one fatality. I thought that we would quarantine, flatten the curve, and in a few months we'd be able to get back to work. Also thought maybe the heat's going to kill the virus. Well, it's now mid-July and things are worse than ever. We are now at 140,000 cases and climbing in Arizona and over 2,500 fatalities. It doesn't appear as if we're going to return to normal anytime soon. This may well be the new normal. In light of that fact, I have decided to institute a protocol of conducting online meetings. To this end, I've created this video to help you understand how to load and connect in an online meeting so that we can get together and go over your accounts, address your concerns, and be able to help you meet your financial goals.
Growing up in the 60s, I remember watching the Jetsons on TV with their flying cars and their TV phones. Thinking about it now, the idea of flying cars is terrifying, but video phones have definitely arrived. My first intro to video calling was Skype. I used it a dozen years ago to call a client who was living overseas for free, and then we used the video feature to connect with James when he was away at college, to his never-ending annoyance. Skype has now taken a back seat to other programs such as FaceTime and Facebook Messenger for video calls. For purposes of conducting online meetings with clients, I needed a program that would accommodate screen sharing, so I am using the video conferencing tool included with my phone service through RingCentral. In this video, we'll be covering the following: the pros and cons of different devices, how to install on a mobile device, how to join a meeting, and your security concerns. Most clients have at least one device that can be used to connect to an online meeting. If you have more than one, you may wonder which one is best to use. There are advantages and disadvantages of different types of platforms to access a meeting. The first one is screen size, and in this case, bigger is definitely better. I am often going to be sharing documents and paperwork on my screen, so a large screen, such as on a desktop, is much easier to see than the smaller screens on notebooks and phones. Installation is also easier on a desktop PC or a laptop because when you join the meeting, you access it through a web browser. When you join a meeting on a mobile device, you first need to download the RingCentral Meetings app, and you will join the meeting via that app. The advantage of mobile devices comes with respect to the audio properties. Since mobile devices have a microphone and speakers, you can connect to the meeting directly in the computer without having to do a separate dial-in number. Most PCs do not have a microphone attached, so you need to call in via your phone and establish a connection to the audio there. If you decide to join the meeting through a notebook or phone, you will need to install the RingCentral Meeting app on that device. First of all, open up the shopping tool on your device, Google Play for Android, and the App Store for Apple products. In the search bar, look for RingCentral Meetings. RingCentral has several apps in the store, so make sure that you download the Meeting app. Click on Get, and then enter your security credentials in the store. When the app is installed, the Get box will be replaced with the Open button. Congrats, you're ready to join a meeting. About 30 minutes before the meeting is scheduled to begin, I will send you an email with the invitation. It looks something like this. There is a hyperlink to the meeting at the top of the email. And as I mentioned, you'll need to install the app first if you're using a mobile device. If you have to dial in, I've got the dial-in phone number and this meeting ID. You may want to write the meeting ID down for future reference. When you click on the hyperlink in the email, a browser window opens up, and it should immediately launch the app. Should is the operative word because for some reason this didn't happen when I tried to connect on my iPad, so I had to go to Plan B. Plan B is to open up that app you installed. You don't need to sign into the account. As a meeting participant, you just need to click on Join a Meeting. You will then be directed to this screen where you type in the meeting ID and your name and click Join. You will be presented next with video options. If you're having a bad hair day, you can join without video, but otherwise, click Join with Video and your camera will be enabled. You are almost there. The final question you will be asked is about audio properties. On a mobile device with microphone and speakers, click Call using Internet Audio. You are now connected. You will see my computer screen and me hanging out in the bottom right-hand corner. Joining the meeting on your desktop is slightly different. The main difference is that you don't need to install the app to join the meeting. From the email I sent, click on the hyperlink. This will open up in a browser window. Ring Central will prompt you to download the desktop app, but this is not necessary. Just click Join from your browser. This will launch a second window in which you type your name and click Join. Since most PCs don't have a headset with a microphone attached, you will need to connect to the meeting by dialing in. The local phone number is here. You will be prompted to enter a meeting ID as well as your participant ID, but the second is optional. Voila! You are now connected and we can now start the meeting. A laptop is a bit of a hybrid, so joining the meeting is a combination of a PC and a mobile device. For the video properties, you will need to open it like you would a desktop via a web browser. Since most laptops have both a speaker and a microphone, you can connect via the computer for your audio properties. There have been a lot of concerns about security in meetings in the last few months, and I want to address those. Ring Central is built on Zoom's platform, and there were some security concerns early on in the pandemic regarding that particular platform. Zoom had the unique business problem of going from 10 million daily meeting participants to more than 300 million in the space of a few short weeks. The biggest problem was that meetings were shared on social media, which led to a party crashing phenomenon known as Zoom bombing. To make meetings more secure, I create the meeting just a few minutes before it's scheduled, and naturally, I don't share that link on social media. Another way that I prevent party crashing is through the dual monitors that I use on my computer. One monitor I share with you, and the second monitor has the meeting application open. Here's what my screen looks like when I invited my hubby to this meeting. In the off chance that some nefarious person would log in, I would see that there are 3 meeting participants instead of the 2 in the meeting. Thank you so much for joining me in this tutorial. I look forward to meeting with you soon.
This has been a Loki production.